Hello, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. You're welcome to the first edition of Teens Ordeal, and my name is Faith Joseph Palms, also known as friend of the teens. Okay, uh, today is the first edition of Teens Ordeal, and I'm not taking it for granted. I'm not joking with it because this program is not just another program. It is actually engineered by the Holy Spirit, and it's been a while I've been praying for it. It's not another Facebook program. It's not. It's not. I've not had this kind of program before, and so it took me time to plan and pray for it, and I tell you, it's up to 1 year I've been planning towards it because I'm just looking for the right way. But then I just need to obey the voice of the Holy Spirit, and so yeah, am I Teens Ordeal first edition. Yeah, first edition. So why Teens Ordeal? While I was preparing, my thoughts flashed back on when I was a child, when I was a teenager, and the challenges I went through. The truth is, we are adults today, but if we can be fair to, or should I say, fair to if we can remember our past, or should I say, while we were teenagers, we went through a lot of challenges. Went through a lot, and funny enough, during those challenges, you find it very difficult to express your feelings because you're a child. Some of the challenges I went through as a teenager, now that I'm adult, I used to laugh over it. I was like, wow, why would I be crying? Why would I be sad about those kind of things that happen that I feel that I can actually, handle uh, as an adult. But because I was a teenager, I had no clue. And instead of handling them or facing them, what do? I became depressed. I begin to hide in my quiet rooms, and then having no one to speak during my days of depression. But I tell you, as a teenager, but I was depressed for as a 7 to 8 years as a teenager, while others were cruising their teenagehood. I was in depression. I mean, I was in depression, you know, and for 7 to 8 years. And for that was where I even developed my skill of writing. This writing during my depression years. So since I don't know having no one to speak to or having the boldness to speak to my parents what I was going through, I started writing my ordeals. I started writing my challenges, and then my pen and my book was my closest friend in my dad's car. I would often run to my dad's car, and then I would cry, 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 and then I begin to pen down what I was going through, you know. And that was what I went. That was how I went through those struggles those years. In fact, let me share one of the challenges that I had. One of the encounters I have as a teenager that presently, if I think about it, I used to laugh and say, so let me share this with you. Now, while I was 13 years old, I think so, 13, because I should be in, no, I was 12 because I think then I was around just 2, just 3, so 13 or 12 years old. Now, there, I had someone accused me forcefully, a family member accused me wrongly or falsely that I was dating a guy. In fact, it was so plotted that they even came up with a witness and make those narrations before my auntie. And then my auntie called me aside and asked me, why would I do such a thing? I tell you the truth, I've not even seen the guy twice in my life, just once. So when she said that to me, and she even said that somebody said they saw me in his house, it was like a plotted attempt to spoil my name. I started crying. Instead of expressing my thoughts, I thought I don't even know the guy, and I started crying. Not just crying, I was depressed over it for a very long time, feeling that they are lying against me for I was just 12, 13 years, and I had this burden in my heart for so long, having those grudges against those my relatives that said that kind of statement against me and all that. Now, recently, when I remember this whole incident, God, I was just laughing. I was laughing. I said, wait, I was actually crying because of that. Now, if If it is in this present time that I'm an adult, two things will occur to you as an adult. It's either you laugh and walk away, or you confront the situation and say, who said that? And then you face the person one on one. Now, for a teenager, that will not happen. The teenager will feel sad because the person can't just imagine that that kind of statement will be going around, that you're dating a guy that the teenager had no option than what to start crying or feeling sad and feeling this child ordeals and all that. We had a lot of issues in our life as teenagers that we cannot express. Even in the issue of having some medical condition, you can't express it because you're scared, you know. So these challenges are what we call ordeals in teenagers, and things they can't express, and some parents too are not too sensitive or too busy to handle some of the matters of interest. So the need for Teens Ordeal. So teenagers can write to me and say this is the challenges they are going through, and then we as adults or matured persons can actually answer those questions and advise where necessary, so that they can go ahead even if their parents are busy. And then also some other adults that are be busy, through this video, through this conversation, can look at it where they are actually failing, and then pause down a little and give a little attention to their teenagers. So this is the need for Teens Ordeal. This is why this program is here, and that we're trusting the Holy Spirit to help us and also to give grace to adults to give more counsel to their teenagers. Okay, so today is our first edition, and this is a letter from a 15 years old teen girl. We're starting from the home, so let's start from the home. This is a letter from a 15 years old teen girl, and what I did was not their exact name. I had to change their names, not the exact name, but they sent to me so we can get a solution. So some teenagers will be joining in to learn. They will be going through the videos to learn, share the videos. Parents can learn, teenagers can learn, because I will be addressing both parties. I'll be addressing the teenagers, I'll be also addressing the adults on this. Okay, so let's go through the message from Blessing, 15 years old secondary school girl. Greetings, Auntie Faith. I'm reading from Blessing. Greeting, Auntie Faith. I am so happy with this program you have set up for teens to share our feelings. From the first day I saw this post for the program, I summoned the courage to write to you. My name is Blessing, not the real name. I am 15 years old secondary school girl. Every evening when I return from school, I wish I could discuss with my parents about my day, my new friends I made in school, the test I failed, and how my seatmate laughed at my handwriting. But each time I tried, my parents are too busy. My mom is usually in the kitchen or scrolling her phone, while my father is either watching TV or tired at work. One evening, I gathered courage and told my mother, Mommy, I feel like no one listened to me. But my mother responded to me, you are still a child. Wait till you start paying bills, then you will know what real problems are. That response hurt me deeply. From that time, I withdrew into myself, and my parents didn't even notice my gradual change. Inside me, I with battles with loneliness and wonders why I was born if no one cares about my feelings. Auntie Faith, what I long for is not more food, not more clothes, no more money. Auntie Faith, what I long for is the warmth of connection I am lonely in my home. What should I do? Ah, oh my, oh my. So this is a letter from Blessing, and this is what we're going to be treating today. Please, if you went through the letter, please drop your comments. I beg you, drop your comment. What do you think? What should we say to Blessing? Was Blessing right on her decision, or how she felt? Was her mommy okay in the statement she made to her? Just drop your comment. Let's learn from it. So we're going to be looking at the learning points, and it is the following. That's the things that I came up with from this particular letter. Please go ahead, drop your comments. Let's learn. Speak to Blessing. If you are mother, what would you have said to Blessing? And if you are also, you know, willing to speak to Blessing's mother, just write. And probably we have some other persons like Blessing, and then we have also some other persons like Blessing parents or Blessing mom that made a statement. They too can learn. It's not just them Blessing. There are a lot of persons out there like Blessing. It is smart, loving, good, and admirable for a teenager to sometime, approach their parents to express how they feel. And so I want to commend Blessing for having the boldness, the confidence to face her parents. Her mom want to tell her how she feels. So that's kudos to Blessing, and anyone like Blessing, any teenager like Blessing. Is okay, because sometimes the parents are going through a lot of challenges, and they are thinking of school fees, they are thinking of house rent, they are thinking of feeding, they are thinking of their own personal challenges, clothes and all that. So sometimes they are in the fast lane. So it's fine that as a teenager sometimes you call them and express your thoughts to them. All right, so it's commendable, and it must be done respectfully. It must be done respectfully. Now, it is also necessary for both teenagers and parents to know that all human beings have feelings and emotions. Adults have worries. Teenagers also have feelings. And so it is important that we know how we make our statements. So Blessing need to understand that for the fact that her mom shouted at her, or for the fact that her mom made a statement that hurt her, doesn't mean her mother or her parents are bad people. Sometimes emotions are high, sometimes emotions are down. And so she need to take it that, so the point she spoke to her mom was not in a good mood. Of course, she has been with her mother, and so she knows her mom. She knows when she's happy, when she's sad. So what if on that day Blessing spoke to her mom wasn't in a very good mood? So I want to say that if you're Blessing and you're like Blessing, when you want to speak to your mom, I think you should check the mood. You want to speak to your parents, sometimes check the mood before you speak to them. The pressures are high. Blessing, did you understand? The pressures are high. Then can I also say this, that now, is it also possible that is it the way Blessing spoke, was not the right way, or wasn't too correct? Mommy, I can see, I can feel that no one, is interested in me, or no one is concerned about me. What if Blessing has said this week that, Mommy, I don't know if I can speak to you for a few minutes. There are things I want to share with you. Oh, maybe Blessing said it this way. So, Mommy, um, I don't know when you can have a little time for me. Little time. Can I speak to you, please? There are things I want to discuss with you. I think it's better that way, instead of saying I can see, because it's more like a conclusion. All right. So let's see that Blessing also, learn how to speak. Teenagers, learn how to speak to your parents. They are your parents and they need to be respected. All right. And so when you want to speak to them, put your words
don't
right,
add,
so
okay,
that
don't
you
add
don't
fuel
add fire
to
already burning, fire, because because parents are going through a lot of challenges, No, then again, we need to, teenagers should also learn how to speak lovingly. Okay, we have said that. And also, we need to understand that emotional connections matters. Teens don't just need food, clothes, and school fees. They need emotional connection. That's what Blessing is crying out. Most time in the midst of all the shouting and the depression or all the deviant activity you see around teenagers, this is the silent cry for pain, for loneliness, for sadness. And now, again, we need to understand as adults and also as teenagers that words can heal or wound. And so, what's every statement that comes out of you can either heal or wound your teenager. So, you need to be careful, especially that their hearts are fragile and they are not matured enough to handle everything. If it's an adult, you said to the adult can actually pat the person at look at himself, say, doesn't really matter. And then, just like I told you that I remember the story of how someone accused me of dating a guy, and I was crying and feeling depressed and running around with grudges. Now, if I am an adult now and somebody said that kind of false accusation, what would I do? It's to laugh and walk away. It's nonsense, or I confront the matter. So our thoughts and our thoughts as adults and teenagers are two different things. Then, I need also parents to understand that withdrawal is a silent cry in the life of teenager. Now, when teenagers withdraw from you, doesn't mean that they are fine. It means that what they are tired of giving in so much. So, I beg, there's nothing mommy can do. Let me just, Okay. So also parents' busyness can also feel the rejection in the life of a teenager. A teenager can see their parents too busy and say, because I'm not important, they don't have my time. So they conclude by saying that their parents don't have their time. So we must intentionally look for a time to communicate with our teenagers. You're busy, I know. You're looking for the money, I know. But this money you're looking for is for these kids. This money you're looking for is for their well-being. And so when you finally get the own money and bring it to the table, and then you don't have a responsible teenager, that would use the money or could be able to sustain the finances you've looked for all this. What is the essence? And so when we look for money, we should also have time for the kids. You can look at few times that you are available. Could be during when you're cooking in the kitchen, could be dining hours. Just have few minutes to speak to them every day. How was school today? What happened in school? Just few minutes and look them eyeball to eyeball and tell them how much you love and care for them. They will understand. They are not kids. Teenagers are not kids, so they can always understand and feel what you're going through as a mother, that you're fending for them, and then in the midst of that you have a little time to speak to them, so what can Blessing do in the midst of this? One, Blessing can try again in a better way. Blessing, don't just give up on mommy, don't give up on daddy. He said you will not speak to them again. If you don't speak to them, who do you speak to? You will end up getting hooked up with the wrong crowd. So try again. And then when you want to try again, try it in a better way. Just like what I've said earlier, see how you will reposition or, rearrange your statement. Mommy, do you have a little time? Can I speak to you? Or, mommy, when you have a little time, can you call me? I want to share something with you. Or check the time she's very much in a good mood, and then while people are cooking in the kitchen, you can just tell her what you are feeling. Like my daughter, what we do is most times when, after school, in the evening when we're doing some things in the kitchen, that's when we talk most of the things that happen in the school. So don't give up on your parents, speak to them. Then again, sometimes you can also express your feelings creatively. Blessing, you can what? Express your feelings creatively. You can write how you feel. You can draw. You can sing. Instead of just being bottled. Sometimes I can even do a voice note. So that you can just drop some of those burdens that you have in your heart. Like me, I told you during those my days of ordeal, what I did was to write what I feel in a notebook. That was what I did. I had no one to speak to. Not because I don't have anyone to speak to, but I never had the boldness, the confidence to speak to my parents about what I feel. So what I do was to, when I get to my dad's car with my pen and book, I begin to write what I feel. In fact, when I now grow older, then gain admission to university, I have to transfer all those write-ups and then save them in my email. Today, I still have some of them that I even converted to be poems now. Okay, so again, there's another thing you can do. You can also start small conversation with your parents. Like what I said, my daughter and I, most time what we do is during the evening when we're preparing dinner, she starts small conversation. Mommy, see what happened in school today. And that's why most times she start her own discussion with me. She will just laugh. I say, Mommy, you see what happened in school today? I say, so what happened and then the discussion comes in. Okay. Then again, you can also speak to God if you don't know how to enter them. I know there are some parents that are very difficult. You can pray to God before you approach them. And then God has a way of softening their hearts towards you. Their parents. This is a cry, an ordeal from a teenager. She said she's lonely in her parents' home. And so if you're like blessing mom, blessing parents, you're very busy. This is a call for us to adjust. Please adjust. Adjust your schedule to have them in mind. Check out your weekends. Take a stroll with them. Go to the shopping mall with them. If you want to buy things for the weekend, let them stroll to the shopping mall with you. Let them go to the market. Let them be in the kitchen with you. You can discuss with them. You can do that with them while you're washing the car, you're doing other chores. Just give them room. Speaking to them, talking with them is one of the greatest therapy to ease their tension, to ease their pressure they face in the school, in the church, in the neighborhood. Let your home be a healing ground for your teenagers. Can I repeat that again? Let our home be a comfortable and healing ground for our teenagers. That when they look for shoulders to lean on, they will find their mother or their father or their guardian shoulders to lean on. Thank you. Please drop your comments as we wait for the next episode next week, Thursday. Next week, Thursday by 7:30, I'll be dropping new videos on the next Teens Ordeal. Let your teenagers share this, share to parents, share to teenagers. Let them drop their audios. Let them check my Facebook page, drop it in message in my chat. Faith Douglas Joseph Tams. Let them drop their messages, and then also they can also WhatsApp me on 0803 891 3083. Can I take it again? 0803 891 3083. You can send them messages on WhatsApp, and then we'll find a solution to it. There are real stories, there are lessons, practical lessons to learn from, and then we'll come up with a lasting solutions to help the home front. Thank you so much once again. My name is Faith Joseph Dams, friend of the teens. Thank you.